A big spike in home prices across the country. Here in the Bay Area, they're up nearly 12% from this time last year. That's the biggest spike in 7 years. Real estate consultant Peter Murphy with us again to talk about this. Thanks for being here. Good to see you.
You too.
With good news.
Yes.
This is huge.
Yeah, it really is. It's big. Anytime we see numbers getting back to where they were at the peak, it makes us all kind of giddy. You know, we're thinking the recovery is back on track. All that huge decline over the last 7 years is wiped out. And by one measure, we're almost there, and that's the volume of home sales. We're back in the number of home sales to where we were at the peak of the market. And to put that in perspective, it shows you kind of how crazy we were back in 2006, because prices are still down about 40% from where they were at their peak.
Right.
But we're buying at the same rate as we were when they were up at $245,000 for the median home price. Today, $150,000 for the median home price, and we're buying at the same fevered pitch as we were at the top of the market.
So, are we in a seller's market now?
Well, we are not. We're in a very well, yes, absolutely, a strong seller's market.
Okay.
Where buyer demand is extremely strong for this product, and so sellers can hold their prices pretty high to exact the price they need to get in order to really maximize their sale price. The challenge is, though, is that a lot of sellers still are not back at that point where what they paid for their home when they bought it back at the peak of the market. So a seller's market, yes, for those people who bought at a low enough price that they can sell today at prices that are 40% lower at peak, but not a seller's market for everyone. There's still a lot of people who can't sell and don't have the equity to do so.
Interesting. Do you foresee, I mean, you watch this very closely, do you think we'll ever get back to where we were?
Well, you know, there's no reason that we won't. We've seen the same kind of peaks and troughs in the past, and the Tampa Bay market over its, recorded history has always shown resilience to be able to get back to prices above former peaks. So yes, there was huge peaks of $245,000 for the median home price in 2006. What's going to help us get back there is that incomes are going to have to start rising in Tampa Bay to get back to the point where the median home owner can afford to pay $245,000 for a home. That's quite a ways from where we are today, though, because our incomes have not risen anywhere near the way home prices have over the last 2 years.
Give me some perspective with the rest of the country. Where are we as you compare other cities?
Well, really all major metropolitan areas are seeing the same kind of price increases and volume increases in home sales. Generally speaking, the investor activity in these markets has driven big-time demand for homes, and we're back up to the kind of confidence levels that we had in 2006, with people buying at that kind of rate. But prices still across the nation are down at the point from their peak, and they're probably not going to get back for a while. But Tampa Bay is doing really well compared to other major metropolitan areas. We're looking good.
And Peter, I can tell you something else. I am amazed. I'm amazed at the rental market.
Yeah. Very strong
around here.
Very strong. And the rental market is benefiting from this because because what's really coming out of all of this is that we have a giant shortage of inventory in Tampa Bay. Builders haven't kept pace with homes, and so here we have this huge demand for homes like what we had at the peak of the market and no inventory. So what that means is that a lot of folks who would buy homes at these lower prices aren't having any luck. They can't get their offers accepted, they can't peak with investors, and they're going out to rent. That's really strengthening the rental market. Anyone who's bet on that bet has paid off.
Yeah. And let me ask you, let's go back. People are having to rent, I think, in some cases because they can't get the money for down payments that because I mean back then they were throwing money at you. It's not being thrown at you anymore.
No, not at all. You had a pulse back then, you got a loan. Now you actually have to have an income to get a loan, and of course that makes sense. So people here at that price of about $150,000 for that median home in Tampa Bay, that's right at about what the median income can afford. So yeah, people aren't really able to push it all that much these days, and there certainly aren't loan programs to give financing to those who can't qualify the way there once were. So yeah, you've got to qualify, and if you can't qualify, you got a ton of great rental options out there for you, and a lot of people who want to rent you a home these days.
Cool. Hey, good to see you with good news this morning, Peter.
Yes, thank you.